I looked completely unhinged, like
Yeah.
I was trying to kill someone. Imagine he got out of his car at that moment, like I probably would have hit the guy and I'd be in jail.
Or he could have run you over.
Or he could have killed me.
Yeah.
He could have been 6 times bigger and shot me. It would feel good in the moment to tell somebody off, but you just don't know who you're dealing with.
It's Greg and Joel Fix the World. Because if you haven't heard, guys don't hang out anymore, they start a podcast. Welcome to the show.
Hey everybody, that's that time of the week again. It's time for Greg and Joel Fix the World. I am Joel.
I am Greg.
And we're here to
Fix the world.
Fix the world.
Fix the world.
We do it one question at a time. We take about 20 minutes of your time, and hopefully we get a little closer.
To fixing the world.
Yeah, we say that a lot.
Let's do it.
Okay, Greg, I have a question for you today.
Please do.
But I need a bit of backstory to explain it for you. And we were talking about this off mic earlier. So we were talking about a story where I recently was in a car with my eldest child. Mm-hmm. And I was, we were at a very busy event. It was like a Christmas market. And it was impossible to find parking. And we're circling and circling. Eventually I found one. And just as I was about to pull in, this guy far away from me backed up really hard, really fast, and pulled into my spot. And I pulled up next to him, and I rolled down the window, and my kid immediately rolled the window back up. Mm-hmm. And I rolled it down again, and I rolled it back up. And they wouldn't let me engage in a fight with this guy. I really wanted to tell him what I thought. I really wanted to show him how angry I was that he did something despicable. In my opinion, despicable. I'm going to use that word.
Yeah.
So I was really angry, and my kid just kept telling me, it is not worth it. Do not engage. Do not engage. And that just made me even angrier because I had nowhere to release this frustration.
Your kid was right. I don't know if your question hinges on that, but unequivocally, your kid is correct.
I'm going to give you another story, and then I'll ask the question.
All right.
I was same thing in a parking lot, dealing with a parking spot.
And by the way, I just don't want to interrupt you, but I remember I was once.
What you do?
There was a family. We were all meeting at a restaurant, and I was about to get into a parking spot, and my brother so obviously and deliberately just cut me off and took it, and I laughed my head off because it was so obnoxious.
It's your brother.
This was different.
Okay,
I know.
Different. Way different.
Way different I know that experience of having a parking lot stolen, and it's not a good scene. So I feel you.
Other situation. Yeah. Parking lot, supermarket. Yeah. I'm actually pulling into the spot, but I need to make a wide turn in order to get into the spot. And this guy who was sort of next to me in the lane, he's looking at me like, what, I'm doing something improper. I'm driving poorly. And I rolled down my window. I said, do you have a problem? Mm-hmm. And he drove away. Mm-hmm. And then as I was parking my car, he pulled back and he said, you want to settle this? I got a problem. You want to settle this? Mm-hmm. And I just walked away from it because, geez, it's a parking spot. Like, I'm not going to have a fight and go to jail over this whole thing. Yeah. So those are my two stories to, engage with you now.
Yeah,
and
so far you're wrong and you're wrong.
Well, I'll ask you about your, do you engage in these sort of conflictual situations? Like, will you allow yourself to make your voice heard? I need to be heard, and I better tell this guy what I think, or do you shy away, or what's your...
Obviously, Joel, I am a man of extreme composure and wisdom, and if I was ever confronted with that kind of thing, and I have been, I act like Jesus. I act with love for the world and for the person.
You know what happened when John Lennon compared himself? So it's even worse for you.
So would you like to hear an example of me at my worst?
First, I want to hear the example after you say the answer to the question.
So the question is, has that happened to me, and what do I do?
Do you engage in that kind of conflict, or what's your attitude towards that?
So I have engaged, and nowadays I suppress the desire to engage because I know it would be like, it would feel good in the moment to tell somebody off, but you just don't know who you're dealing with, right. And this is what
So what's that engagement story? Because I think you mentioned it earlier to me. So what is that actual story?
So this actually goes back to one of the most stressed out days in my life. It's about 6-7 years ago. A lot of things were happening at the same time. I was fresh in the divorce happening.
Yeah.
I was moving from Toronto to Montreal.
Yeah.
And I had just taken my daughter to drop her off at the orthodontist. So she got out of the parking lot and went in. And I noticed smoke coming out of the back wheel of my car. The day before, I was supposed to be driving to Montreal, leaving a house that I didn't want to leave, and I wasn't even finished packing yet.
Right.
So I was just pacing the parking lot, kind of in this personal moment of hating life and despair. Like, what am I going to do? self-pity. This is the worst day.
Yeah.
And then some guy pulls up like and starts honking at me because he didn't like where I was standing in the parking lot.
Oh,
Okay?
like where you were physically, not
Yeah.
where your car
Not
was.
my car.
Yeah.
I was just kind of pacing, walking around like, what the hell am I going to do?
Yeah.
And he leaned on the horn and gave me this, what are, you know, the two hands up, the what are you doing?
Yeah.
The universal, what are you doing? You're affecting my life.
Yeah.
I don't like your behavior. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And ordinarily somebody should let that go. But this guy, he kind of sped out. But he ended up at an intersection. He turned out of the parking lot and got to a red light. So
Yeah.
I had exactly 20 feet to walk to get to his car, which was now at a red light. And I grabbed his windshield wiper and I tried to rip it off his car. And he started like doing like a freak out and I spat on his window, the passenger window, like I spat like a big,
Jeez.
a big goober. And and he sped off and some construction guys came and kind of apprehended me and said, dude, what are you doing?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people pulled you back?
Yeah, it's like they didn't touch me, but they were. I think they were trying to protect that guy. 'Cause
Yeah, yeah.
I looked completely unhinged, like
Yeah.
I was trying to kill someone.
Yeah.
So that was me at my absolute worst. And
Did you have a goal in mind? Like, I'm going to tear this windshield wiper off and I'll feel better. Like, what was the goal?
It's such a good question. There was no goal. It was like it was just an emotional flooding. It was a rage response. It's what makes you punch somebody in the face in a bar, I guess,
Yeah.
right? It's like you're not.
I've never done that.
Yeah, me neither.
So I don't know.
And I think we're better off
Yeah.
having not done that. But just freaking out, just the total loss of composure, loss of control. Because imagine I didn't actually imagine I did succeed in ripping it off.
Right.
Imagine he got out of his car at that moment. Like I probably would have hit the guy and I'd be in jail.
Or he could have run you over.
Or he could have killed me.
Yeah.
He could have been 6 times bigger and shot me. You know,
Well,
it's
he's
less.
in a car and you're standing there. He could have just driven.
Yeah, he could have just driven over me. Yeah, I mean, I was on the side, and he did kind of take off, so he did, but, he could have run over. Could have been so much worse.
Yeah.
And I would have been completely in the wrong, but in the moment, yeah. So your kid is right. I think the real question is, what do you do with that kind of anger in the moment? Because as evolved as I like to pretend I am, I'm not immune to getting really pissed off in the moment.
Let me stop you there for a second. In that moment,
Yeah.
when you're trying to rip a windshield wiper off,
Yeah.
was there any part of you that, you saw yourself outside of your body thinking, what is this guy doing? Like,
After.
Yeah, like after you were back at the parking lot.
After just like it had all decompressed, I took the car got towed to the mechanic, and just when I reviewed it, like what the hell happened? I was super stressed though. Like that was a super stressful day.
Do you think that's a justification? It's like, well, in my defense, so many things had led up to that. Or is that just doesn't matter anyway?
Well, yes and no. I mean, I get why I was that way, and I think if it happened today, I would do the same thing because
Yeah.
the emotions were just too much, and I lost my shit like I really did. But I also know that legally, it's terrible to act
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
assault
Yeah, yeah.
and destruction of property, whatever
Yeah,
legal
yeah,
terms
no.
you can think of.
And it could have gotten so much worse if he got out. And if I was in, I don't know, like if he got out, if you asked me would I have punched him in the face, I don't know. And it's kind of weird that I don't know because the
Yeah.
answer should be obviously not,
Right.
but I don't know because I was just not me at that moment. If I'm grabbing a guy's windshield and spitting on his car, who the hell am I in that moment? I've gone feral.
Right.
Right.
So how long ago was that?
About 7 years.
So from that point,
Yeah.
when you sort of saw yourself and realized what you had done, has it been totally different since then? Like your attitude?
Well, I've never had a moment of peak stress like that. Like
Yeah.
getting divorced, still haven't packed, leaving tomorrow, and my car's on fire. Like that is a perfect
Yeah.
storm. I'm already as stressed as I can be. And at that moment, some guy decides that he doesn't like the way I'm dealing with that stress by walking where I'm not supposed to be.
Right.
So he leans on his horn in some kind of boatmobile.
I feel like
Actually-
you're getting re-angry again.
Actually, you are reminding me of something that did happen recently, and I think it gives an answer to the question that I was more composed. So this is a bit of I was late for pickleball, okay, and I know you don't play pickleball, so you don't understand.
I don't judge it though.
Well, you
I
don't
mean,
understand the feeling of if I'm late, I got to get there because pickleball is important. But anyway, let's just say I was going through a residential neighborhood and I was driving too fast. I admit it, I was doing that. And then some a-hole who obviously doesn't like the fact that people drive fast on that residential street. It was like a guy in his 70s. He came running at my car with this giant 2x4. So he's
Jesus.
just charging into the road with this giant chunk of wood to get people to stop. And what do you think happened to my blood pressure when this happened? That this self-appointed, traffic cop.
Right.
And what made it worse is that the interaction I had with him was strictly in French, and my French is decent, but it's not good enough to
Not to argue in.
not to argue and express rage and sarcasm and disdain and
Right.
scorn and all the things I would love to do in English. And I was trying to tell him, like, I could call the police for doing this. Like, this is technically assault. Like, you came at me with a wedding, and he's just standing there
A
all
weapon?
smug. Yeah, he came at me with a 2x4. Like,
Yeah.
like, what if I would have swerved? And I said, I can call the police. And he just said, yeah, go ahead, do it. And, dude, I wanted to punch his little face, his little short old man face so bad, but I didn't. So there's your answer. The rage came, but I came to my better senses and judgment.
I wonder who was more angry at that moment. Like, to come out of your house with a
He didn't come out. He was waiting.
He was waiting for you.
He was by the road. I guess people speed on that street.
But what would he have done? What was his goal? Like, who knows?
Yeah. Well, he was just trying to slow people down in his own aggressive way.
Now, so something that happens to me, the two stories I told you,
Yeah.
one of them happened, the one in the supermarket parking lot happened many years ago. The other one happened just a few months ago. But the one that happened a few years ago, I still think about it. It still bothers me.
Yeah.
I'm not one of these aggressive fighter type of guys, like ready to just drop my gloves and go to town on somebody. That's just not the guy I am.
Yeah.
So I still played out in my mind, like, what would have happened if he waited for me and wanted to fight? Like, what would I have done? I still think about it, which is part of my issue to deal with. Like, it's not just the not having the rage or not baiting someone.
Yeah.
It's also the getting over it in a timely manner part of it.
Yeah.
Where I don't want to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
It's like nothing happened.
But it's intense, right?
Yeah,
like,
it is at the moment.
And there's the like, I even understand what's happening and why this happens, the physiology of it. Like, I get it. Like, when you have a response like that, it's actually your lizard brain. It's the primitive brain that kind of fear and aggression made sense when we were cavemen, because it's like your life
You
is
would
threatened.
die, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we still have that. And our newer brain, the neocortex, the thinking brain, the part that talks itself down, that only evolved like way later, right?
Yeah.
So we have this survival fight or flight response, which overtakes us, floods us with these survival hormones, cortisol and adrenaline and all this stuff. And then, it's up to us to remember, my life is not in danger, even though my body is not distinguishing
Right.
at all from a mortal threat. Like a guy giving you the finger from his car, it's not a mortal threat, but your brain doesn't know the difference.
Yeah.
So we got to remind ourselves. And
Well, that's the thing. It's like 9.9 times out of 10, it is nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
we are arguing about a parking spot or a...
yeah.
You
And
know,
I've even written about this. So I would say I have some expertise in this topic I wrote an article like, don't ruin your life over a moment. Like,
Right.
anytime a bar fight happens or, in a supermarket, at a kid's soccer game, when the parents just go nuts.
Yeah.
Just take a breath. It's this flooding of negative emotion that if you know what's happening, if you just remember to take a step back, like you said, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, but we can make a life-altering decision, and I almost did. If that guy got out, I could have been in jail.
Yeah, or hurt
or
dead or something.
Yeah, or worse. Yeah.
But there's something you told me that I often, like, when these things kind of come up or I get angry, it's usually road stuff for me, like somebody flips me off or whatever, and I want to do something back.
Yeah.
And I remember something you told me. I think you were telling me that you had taken a martial arts class.
Yes.
And that your sensei,
Yeah,
I'm going to use a proper term here, your sensei had told you, like, at all costs, do not engage in a fight. Like, the ultimate defense is not to be in a fight.
Yeah. Did
correct?
I tell you about that, or did you read?
No, you told me that. And I think about that.
Because that was also in the article I wrote, is that we did this training exercise where he would have us all line up and he would come and give us this big shove in the chest and swear in our face.
Right.
And the point of that was to learn to absorb. Like, when that happens, you get this feeling of violation and rage, and you want to strike back. And he taught us to absorb that, because it would feel good to punch the person in the face at that point.
Right.
But you have no idea what's going to happen at that point. You can lose an eyeball. You could lose your life. You could lose your freedom. at the very least.
But
So
there is
yes,
something
absorb
about,
it.
There's something about the personal space barrier. Like,
Yeah.
as much as I get in your face, that's phase one.
Yeah.
But if I start touching you
Yeah.
physically,
Yeah.
that's phase two. Like, it's
Yeah.
already a different, it's
Yeah.
DEFCON
Yes.
4.
That is exciting, the part of your brain that goes into survival mode.
So when your teacher actually pushes you,
yeah.
there's no response back other than to walk away.
Yes. Yes. Unless
So
your life.
you're saying correct of what
The correct thing to do is walk away if your
Yeah.
life is not threatened. If it's
Right.
just an ego thing, if it's just a pissing match,
Yeah.
walk away. Yes. Fighting is a last resort. And a lot of people will fight. Absolutely not necessary.
Again, for no reason.
For no real reason.
Yeah.
Like if it's not survival or protecting someone, if it's not life and death, don't go to violence. Even though your primitive brain is going to be egging you on to do that. Like you're gonna have this response, like you really are primed for it. Like,
Yeah.
and the body, like like the body, it sends blood to only like the big muscles. Like the digestion stops. Like you're ready to kill someone.
Yeah.
Or to run. It's that fight or flight. But yeah, leave.
But
don't do it.
Do you have that issue that I have where I'm still thinking about it? It's like, or I replay it. Oh well, if he would have said this, and I would have done that, and this is what I would have done, and
Yeah,
I still do that years later.
I'm gonna coin a term now. That's an ego hangover. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
I think that's what it is. Like, what could I have said?
You should buy that URL quickly.
Yeah, egohangover.com. It's mine. TM. Yeah. I've thought about that. Like, what would have happened if that guy got out? And it feels good to indulge the fantasy because it's safe.
It does.
Lets me do kind of get a piece of that feeling that I would have had.
Yeah.
In the safety of my own little fantasy world. Like,
Yeah.
I could have punched him in the face, and no one arrests me in my own fantasy, so it's safe.
But I feel it's mostly unhealthy to dwell on it. I'm still dwelling on something that, imagine if something actually happened, how I would be dwelling on it. Like nothing happens and I dwell on it. So
well, this is a big topic. Like, how do you let go of thoughts or feelings that you don't like having? This could be another
it
topic
could be.
for a
But
different day.
we're in this right now,
Yeah.
so I think we should just let it be here.
Yeah, no, but it's hard to let go of thinking about something.
Yeah,
like
I guess
that.
you can't always. Like maybe the idea is to recognize that you won't always let go and be okay with that part of it.
That for sure, and also be mindful. Notice when you are ruminating, so you can at least make a decision. Like, okay, I'm going to indulge this for the next 2 minutes, and then
Yeah.
I'll put it away.
Yeah.
What you don't want is to just be lost in thought about it, because then it's kind of controlling you.
Yeah.
But if you can control it, it'll probably fade. But is it bad to think about it? Like, are you concerned that you kind of keep thinking back to
When
it?
it was closer to the event,
Yeah.
my rage was still stronger and my emotions were stronger
Yeah.
at the time. The longer, the more time passes, the less that occurs. And
Yeah,
so
and that makes sense.
it doesn't feel like it's all pants on fire,
Yeah.
all at once.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like you're thinking about it.
How did things end with the 2x4 guy? Like you're yelling and he's yelling, go ahead, call the cops. And
He wasn't yelling. Nobody was yelling. I was just like stumbling over my words and trying to tell him like I can call the cops, and he was just saying, yeah, go ahead. I just got in my car because ultimately.
Oh, you got out of your car
Yeah, I
to
did.
confront
Well, because
him?
he came running at me with a 2x4, and yeah, I got out.
Yeah, but you don't have a weapon. In
I
your
know,
hand.
but he was a little dude with a piece of wood, like, and it was way too big to even swing at me. Like he was way more.
Yeah.
He was way less dangerous holding that.
The wood was swinging him.
Yes,
Yeah.
like he was helpless because all of his strength was holding this thing up.
I didn't realize you got out of the car though.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because I at least wanted to stand taller than him and look down on him. I
Yeah.
wanted to intimidate him, if nothing else. I would have called the police if I wasn't late for pickleball, because I would have done it.
I knew pickleball was bad.
Yeah, no, I had to go back. I had to get in my car, and ultimately I had to get where I was going. But yeah, I wanted to call the police and just let them know, like, you can't be self-appointed cop.
Yeah. You know
A-hole.
what would have really pissed him off?
What?
If you had spoken in English.
I don't know.
For those listening,
Then he might have busted out better English than I have.
in
and
Quebec,
pissed me
that's
off.
a thing in Quebec. So if you had spoken in English, you would have really angered that guy.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to get political. Yes, I do. What am I saying? Of course I do.
Tabernacle.
Of course I want to get political.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
confronted him.
It just
but
bothered me that I couldn't be like angry
As
in
articulate
my
as-
native
yeah.
tongue. I like to be angry in English.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And so,
Yeah.
okay, now that we've had this discussion,
Yeah.
and let's say the exact same thing happens. You're
Yeah.
late for pickleball, and self-appointed cop shows up, how will you react?
Probably
differently?
exactly the same.
You think so?
Yes.
So what's the point of this? And how are you fixing your world right now?
Yeah, I'm just answering your question. I didn't know it came steeped in judgment. Like, was there a right answer? I'm just telling you the truth.
Not about right or wrong, but like,
Am I supposed to be actively learning lessons every step of the
I
way and
hope
improving
so.
myself?
Yeah.
Are you Mr. Self-Improvement all the time? Hotshot? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez, listen, I'm trying to help you right now.
I appreciate
It's not
it.
about me.
I appreciate
I'm trying
it.
to help you.
Well, we're both trying to help fix the world. So.
But I did ask you, like, you know, we were talking about, oh, this is a situation and look at what I did. Like, you are judging yourself, I feel, at this moment.
I'm still not immune, and I don't know if anybody will be immune to the initial surge of rage.
So you're saying
You can't stop that.
if it
It's
happens
primitive.
tomorrow, you will get out of your car and yell at him or speak strongly at him.
No, I would like to think that I will just recognize the rage as what it is, which is the primitive brain doing its thing because it
Yeah.
thinks I'm dying, thinks there's a mortal threat, and just have the sense to talk myself down. But then it's an ego. It's an ego thing. Like, okay, now my ego wants to play. Like, do I
Yeah.
want to indulge? You know that my dominance in the. I know you don't like bad words, but do I want to indulge a big dick swinging fest here? Okay, is that what I want to do? At that point, it's a choice. But I know it's a choice.
Yeah.
And I want to reserve the right to make whatever good or bad choice in that moment.
You have that right.
Yeah.
But we were talking about, like, you know, if it happens to me again, I don't want to say to a guy, what's your problem? Like, I don't want to do that.
What do you want to do? How would you like to handle it?
I just don't want to say anything. It's like, again, these are nothing issues.
Yeah.
It's a parking spot.
Yeah.
It's you're speeding on a residential street. Like, these
Yeah.
are nothing issues.
It's,
so I don't
it's
want
problems. It's a luxury if those are your problems
Yeah,
in life, right?
exactly.
It means you have no real problems. If you're
Exactly.
getting bent out of shape about that,
Yeah. So
You're
what I
pretty
want to
charmed,
do is
right?
nothing.
Yeah.
I want to just live my life.
Yeah.
Not react. And, you know, as you said, be mindful and just understand what's happening physiologically.
Yeah.
And just walk
Yeah.
away. Just walk away. Like
Yeah,
like your
walk
sensei
away.
said.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
yeah, it's hard.
It is.
But you have to, because not walking away is so much worse. You're risking everything for very vanishingly little
Yeah,
upside.
There's no value.
There's
You're getting no value
upside.
add here.
You'll feel maybe powerful for a second, but you are risking everything.
Yeah. So that's how we're fixing the world today.
Yes,
right?
folks, don't get out of the car.
Yeah, and-
don't chase people with 2x4s.
And by
Don't
the
do
way,
that.
and by the way, the pickleball, I don't know.
We're going to talk about
Take
that.
it or leave
Yeah,
it.
we're going to talk about that. Believe
So-
you me, pickleball will be coming up in this room. Okay.
Okay, but I think, again, another step closer. This is, I think, a good conversation
This
to
is
have.
actually important because you're talking about the rage and
Yeah,
violence
and we live
what
in
to
a
do.
world now where rage
It's
is
not-
all,
it's not
rage
hard
is
to
all
get-
the rage, Greg.
This is the age of outrage, and
Yeah.
rage is the rage, and it's not hard to get pissed off.
Yeah,
And if you know
so-
what to do with it. Yeah, this feels a bit PSA-ish, but I think it's in a
That's-
good way
that's fine.
because it's important. Yeah,
We are
You-
serving the public.
You
I
brought
think.
up a good one.
So, you know, walk away, be
Walk
mindful,
Take a breath, and
bring your own 2x4 in your
bring
car.
your own 2x4, and don't touch the guy's windshield wipers.
Yeah.
and you'll be all right.
All right. I think we've covered it for today.
Thank you, Joel.
All
Always a
right.
pleasure.
Take care.
Great question. Bye, everyone.